Okay, YouTube, and welcome to the first update video of the Vulcan project. Now I've been putting this video off, to be honest. Progress has happened a bit quicker than this video has been uploaded, and I've got to a stage of the build where I'm happy, and I think I wouldn't mind asking for a bit of advice as well. So I thought I would show you where we are up to. Now, when I introduced this project to you, Vulcan was just a plain blank body, you know, with the brilliant 3D printed technology, and now hopefully you'll agree it is looking slightly different. So let's get him out. So if I just pan up so you can't see me placing him. Right, if we come back down, here is Vulcan. Hopefully looking a little bit different for the better. So there he is. Obviously looking a lot different to as he was introduced. So without further ado, we'll go through what's been happening. Now, as I mentioned in the last video, the body did take a slight bit of fettling to get it to fit, and I don't know if you can make out, but ever so slightly, I mean other people might not be able to tell, there is the tiniest of humps there to the centre of the roof. If you ignore that plastic card, imagine that's not there. The roof does ever so slightly bow upwards. No one else would ever notice this, but my OCD tendencies do make it visible. So if anyone else can spot that, you are right. But with paint on, that'll be virtually invisible anyway. But just thought I'd mention that in case you had noticed. Right, so I started work down this side. As you can see on there, there is now the grills added. There's a set of ladders there, the large grill, and there's the bonnet doors. Now the bonnet doors here in the middle, that is plasticard. This is the first time I've ever worked in plasticard. I'll be honest, I have mixed emotions about it. Sometimes I think it's quite easy to use, other times it's a pain, but that might just be my cutting abilities. But yeah, so there we go, plasticard shape there, over the toolboxes, to create the bonnet doors. Now, to separate the bonnet doors, they are copper strips. The copper strips that I have found are from various detailing packs from locos. I think those ones on there are from a class 47 detailing pack. Don't own a class 47, but my mate gave me the detailing pack, and as it happens it's come in very handy. Also down there you will see the grills. The grills were posing a bit of a problem for me. I was racking my brains on what to use. The method I have gone with was my original plan, but I did want to try and maybe be a bit more creative, but finding wire mesh at such tiny scale was proving difficult. So the grills you see on there are modified grills for a class 40, I think. They are craftsman kit. The larger grills were obviously the longer body grills of a class 40, which are cut to size. Fine, no problem with those. Cutting the larger grills is a breeze. These smaller grills here, however, are driving me insane, and this is where the advice creeps in. Anybody out there has any advice for cutting small amounts of brass, I'll be very, very grateful. I have ruined a number of the grill sections in this pack, trying to cut small strips out like this, and it just bends, it bows, it buckles. I've tried a number of methods of cutting it, and I've managed to get these two perfect. There were the rest on there, but they weren't as flush as these are. You know, they had a little kink on the corner from where I've tried to cut it, and they look crap, so they've had to come off. So if anyone has any suggestions on how to cut brass, I would be massively, massively grateful. But they are definitely the way to go, I think. You know, these are actual grills, and you know, they look 10 times better than any kind of fine mesh that I was going to use. And then also down that side there is a ladder added there. It's just a ratio signal ladder, and then here on the cab there is a moulded handrail, which it has. Now obviously still to add down here are the smaller handrails on the bonnet doors. That's going to be a bit of a fiddly job, so I'm going to brace myself for that. I have actually taken some time off from the model over the last couple of weeks, just to regather my thoughts and calm down a bit, because I were getting a bit cross. Right, onto the front. The front grille there has been made up out of strips of plasticard. I know some of them are a different width apart there towards the top, but I'm not too fussed about that. The grille will be weathered, and I am going to put some side strips down the side to neaten the edges up. There is also another moulded grille there at the top, above the front radiator. Just as a footnote, these moulded grills here, handrail here, and there's some more that I'll show you, they are actually out of the kit from that white metal permanent whale lorry that we all hated so much. So I suppose that's an every cloud moment there. Up onto the roof, here we have what I presume are some more bonnet doors for the top. Not really got a decent shot of Vulcan's roof in real life, so I'm only going on presumptions here. Again, another strip of plasticard and some more of that copper strip there for the hinges. The roof isn't finished, still need to add the exhaust ports here at the front end. Move along, here are Vulcan's double horn. Another feature of Vulcan that I like is his double horn. These are on eBay. They are, I think, at Dock Authority horns I got from a spares guy on eBay. So they look a bit big, but they are big. And if we move on to the rear, a bit more work done here on the rear. Some more of the moulded handles there going across the middle. There is the ladder that's on the rear, and just going up parallel to the ladder you can see a very thin strip of wire that just hooks over there at the top. If I can just zoom in, that is a cable that runs down the back of Vulcan. So all in all, it's not looking too bad. Anyone who's picked up on the coloration of groove between grey and white there, I did give it a spray of primer just after doing the bonnet doors and some of the grills, just to see how it was faring, how the paint was going to adhere to it. And obviously I lost those dodgy grills, gave it another sand down, but I think it should be okay for the next application of primer. If I'll just turn him round, bear with me a moment. The rear, this side is looking pretty similar. You can see the front there a bit better in the light. But again, the larger grills, easy to cut and added. And some more plasticard there for those bonnet doors, along with the copper strip. This side hasn't been primered, so you can see the thicker moulded gold brass handrail there. It's going to focus, which it's not, but I'm sure you get the idea. So there we are. You know, this is where we're up to with Vulcan. So some progress, not as much as I would have liked. By this stage I would want it to be going on being finished, but as I say, those brass grills have posed a bit of an issue for me and annoyance. So like I said, anyone with any tips for that, please help. They are the last job to do really, along with handrails. Once the rest of the grills and handrails are added, it will be time for paint. So there we go. And the chassis will need another paint up there from when I did the black 08. But yeah, so there we go. Let me know what you think. I'm quite happy with it so far. It's a quite neat and tidy job. So yeah, any suggestions, any advice, comments, opinions, please let me know. And we'll see you in Vulcan Update 2. Alright, thanks for watching and bye bye.